everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and today I am talking about my planner stack for 2022. Now, as you can see on this table, I have a ton of planners, but I'm really going to just dabble with quite a few of these, and I have a few that are dedicated everyday planners. I will talk about the planner that I'm going to marry for 2022, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I do have a video listed down below that talks about how you commit to one planner. And then I also have a dedicated morning and evening set of planners that I'm going to be using for various different things, and a couple of specialty planners, and then lots and lots of planners to dabble with. So this whole table in front of me is covered with stacks of planners. We're going to walk through everything kind of rapid fire when I talk about certain subjects, but I'm going to walk through the main ones for 2022 that I'm going to be using for most things. And first and most important, I am using the Moxie Life flagship planner. This is a mixed media cover, and I did end up getting the vertical layout for this planner. It is a full dated 2022 planner, and FYI, it's very overcast, so I'm super close to the window, but that shadowing and stuff is still kind of weird. It's a rainy day here, so I apologize that the color is going to be all over the place. Like, I could tell when I was holding things up that the coloring was going to mess up, but this is the one I'm going to be using for 2022. I'm going to be marrying this one, so I'm going to be using this one for everything. And this is also a goal setting planner, so it's going to be my main goal setting planner. I also will be using the Moxie Life in conjunction with that. This one has a lot of prep work in the beginning of the planner that you walk through, you kind of map out your whole year, and then it has a few monthly pages. I will be using the monthly pages as my monthly prep pages. There is a special tending list, which is basically the whole reason why I got this planner, is for the prep work and the tending list. And I'll show you, I already did most of my prep, which I will walk through in a different video, but let's see. It's got the monthly calendar, it's got the brainstorm your month, and also a tending list, and then a monthly review, which they call a month in review. So the tending list is the main meat and potatoes of this planner. So I will be using the prep work every month and making my tending list every month, and then I will be breaking that down further and using that in my Moxie Life, because the Moxie Life breaks things down into monthly and then weekly goals. So there's a goal page for every month, and the categories are a little bit different than the let's see, I'll get one that I haven't written on. I already wrote something on the January one. So the weekly actions page is the goal setting page. So I will be breaking these down, making sure I look at both of these at the start of the week and plan out my goals for the week, and then I can break it down further day to day on the daily part of this, the vertical spread. So those are the two planners that I'm going to be using the most for the year. I will also be dabbling with a bunch of them, and then I have evening and morning routine planners that I will also be incorporating in. So those are the two main things. And going along with that, I recently got this Spaces planner, and I'm going to be using this one to make lists, and basically I just have video ideas and stuff in here so far, but it's got this really pretty list page. It's got a, let's see if I can get to it. It's got a lined page, and then it also has a grid style page. So there's 25 of each page, front and back. So it gives me lots of place for doing lots and lots of note taking. The thing with the Moxie Life, because it is so full of the goal setting pages, it doesn't give you a lot of note pages, just plain old note pages. There are a few in the back, but not a whole lot. So I will be using the notepad as my list making and video idea type of stuff, and just plain old note paper. Sometimes you just need note paper, so I will be using that for the lined paper that's not necessarily goal setting or strictly like a weekly spread page. So those are my main three that I'm going to be using throughout the year. I will be posting plan with me's throughout the year. I will be reviewing other planners throughout the year, but these are going to be my ride or dies for the year, these three right here. And basically that is the majority of my planner stack, although I have lots of other things to share. So this video is going to get long, but that was the main part of this video, is my three little stack here. Weekly planner, monthly goal setting planner, and also a notebook. And that's basically it. And the sun is coming in, so it's gonna get bright. So there are those three. I'm gonna set those ones aside. So I actually have one more thing to enter back into this video. I forgot to talk about how I use tech as well. So I end up putting every timed thing, every appointment, every recurring, picking up Olivia from dance. Every single thing like that goes straight into my iCal, which is the Apple calendar system. That way I get notifications. There's a way to set 2 alerts for each thing. So for after school pickup, I've set an alert. So it tells me to get ready to go. And then I set an alert for when I actually have to leave to get going. So I always have all the timed things reminding me on my phone, and it goes right to my watch. So I keep track of the day-to-day, everyday things like that. Any appointments or things coming up, they're always in the iCal so that I can keep track of birthdays, special events at school, pickup times for various activities, when various activities start. Any kind of thing that we have that's going to be on the daily schedule like that is timed and tracked through the watch and through the phone. So I really refer to the planner to just give me an idea of what's coming up the next day, and also just to be a basic glorified to-do list and goal setting things on there. So anything that's timed for the family in the calendar that Johnny and I share, everything else goes in the planner. So anything personal, anything goals, and then the main things coming up are also put into the weekly page. Like I'll show you, like for instance, it's December right now. So I'm using the Moxie Life undated right now. So I've got things marked here like we have dance practice, we've got mom group, Olivia had a dentist appointment, everything like that is written up at the top so that I can keep track of the day-to-day stuff and I know what's coming up for the day ahead. But then I get reminders on here so that I don't miss anything. And when I'm writing out my weekly spread, I always refer to my iPhone to write down my spread. So there is a little bit of duplication, but I feel like it helps me remember things a little bit more. So I can plan that way and see how my day is when I'm mapping out like my to-dos and my goal setting stuff. If I know I have big things going on that day, I'll plan smaller to-do lists for those days. So that just is something I wanted to mention because I didn't cover that really at all. So I wanted to make sure I put that in for you guys. So in conjunction with that, I found that Monday through Friday, I really like having a dedicated daily page. So I have a lot of daily planners that I'm gonna just flip through really quick for you guys. I will be using these Monday through Friday. I will change which ones I'm using probably. Like I'll use one for a week and then flip to a different one for the next week. Just trying them out. We'll end up reviewing all of these in depth after I've used them for quite a bit. So I'm gonna just walk through this stack here. It is a lot. It is a lot of daily planners, but I'm just gonna play with these, you know, Monday through Friday. I'm just gonna use them as time blocking. I have Stella with me during the day. She's not in preschool yet. She's only 2. So she will take a quiet time or a nap. We're kind of transitioning to quiet time right now, but that gives me a chunk of time that I can time block out in the afternoon. And also I wake up before her. So I have a little bit of time blocking in the morning. So I do tend to use the hourly schedule area in these daily planners for those time blocking, and I have really liked it. It really keeps me more productive during those times rather than just being like, oh, it's child-free time, I'm gonna sit. And that's what I will do if I don't have something written out and planned out. So I really like these daily pages because they usually have that area I can time block, and then they have a long to-do list space, and I can break it up into different things like meal planning or meal prep, whatever habits I'm trying to concentrate on. They can all be contained within these daily pages, and I can plan them out the night before. When I sit down and do my PM routine, I will grab the daily planner, look at my weekly planner, which will be for 2022, the Moxie Life planner, the flagship, and then I can make sure I get everything that's important off of the weekly page, dial it down and put more details in the daily page. And I've really just loved that. I've used various ones of these throughout this list, so I will talk about them a little bit as I go probably, but the daily pages are just so important to me right now. So I do have quite a few different ones to choose from for this. So I first up have a Plum paper planner. It does have an Erin Condren cover on it. I just love the Erin Condren covers. This one is a modern color. They have different colors, but you can see it's got places for time blocking. I ended up using this one just for fitness. It's got a to-do list all the way down, and then I put like a filming section here, a notes section, and for meals I did lunch and dinner. I never ended up really using this long part, but I could. And then I just put my schedule up here, whatever things we had going on. Like this day we had a play date at 10:30, so it's just written there. And sometimes I had things for that part of the day and sometimes I didn't, but I really loved using this. I just highlighted things on the to-do list as I completed them, and I just really like this one. So I will definitely be using this one more. It started in November, but it goes through April, so I can use this one for the next few months. And because it is a daily thing, I can totally just scratch off the whatever day it is, because that's all the date. That's it. So I can just use these pages whenever and repurpose them as needed as well. So that's pretty much the same theory for all of these daily pages. While they are dated for the most part, I can totally repurpose them as needed. And this should get me through all of 2022. And a lot of them have a daily page for every day of the week. And I only use Monday through Friday when the kids are in school. Like if Olivia is out for a week, I don't tend to use a daily page. Like we're going to be on Christmas break soon. I'm not going to be having a daily page for that. So yeah, let's keep going. This is the Plum paper planner one. I have walkthroughs of all of these, and if I don't, I will very soon. I have plans on getting walkthroughs done for all of these planners. So the next one is the Moxie Life, and this is the one I have been using. My mom came to visit, and then Uncle David is going to come to visit right after that. So basically the rest of the month, I'm not going to be using the daily pages because we have company. So we're just doing a weekly page and marking down like the main things we're going to hit through the week, but I don't have a running to-do list every day. This one's a really good one too. I can really break this one down. It has lots of space for that. And this one is undated. It is only a 3-month planner, but again, it will last me a long time because I only use Monday through Friday. And then I also have 2 of the daily duos. These are Erin Condren's planners. I ended up with the Flora color and also the mid-century circles. And these ones come as 2 planners that are each 6 months. So these are full years that I got here. I have the other 2 on the shelf. They're basically the same thing. They both come with 2 A5 planners, but just different color schemes. Theirs has the same kind of concept, a to-do list and a timed hourly thing that I can use as a time block, and I can also just use as more to-do list space for various things. Like if I want to have a to film section, I'll put it down here at the bottom because I don't tend to plan anything past like 3 because I pick up the other kid at 3. Those ones are also good. I also have a Kit Life Daily that I will be trying out, and this one is a bigger page. I have one other that's a bigger page, but I really like the way this one's laid out too. It breaks things down into different sections. It's got gratitude, activity, and meal plan, a big 3 up here. This area you can use for whatever you want, a to-do list section, and then also a time blocking section. So this one was also a fun one that I really want to try. It starts in 2022, so that'll be on my list to try. And then last but certainly not least, one of my most recent purchases. This is the new daily page from Plum Paper Planner, and I really just loved this. It was too small, too many things going on for me to put it on an A5 because I write so big. So I did get this one as a 7x9. So it is another big one, but I really, really like this one. It's got the 3 boxes up top, a time blocking part, 2 little sections. I labeled them morning tasks and afternoon tasks because that's how I break up my day. And then I have a list for get it done. It's just a to-do list and then notes down here. But I really like this 3-column thing. And for the 7x9 size, it's perfect for me to have lots of room to write. I tend to only be able to write like 1 or 2 words in a vertical column on most planners. So since this is only 3 columns across, I can probably fit more words. So I'm really excited to try this one. It also starts in January. So I will be dabbling with all of these different daily ones and using them from week to week. And then I will review them more in depth and tell you what I liked and what I didn't like about each one. So that's part of this year for me, this 2022 year. I went crazy for lots of planners. I plan on trying them all out and giving them all an honest try and then really reviewing them in depth for you guys, because you can only learn so much from seeing a planner. It's actually having somebody use it and talk you through the positives and negatives of each planner to give you a really, really good informed decision. And that's part of my goal for this year, is to just review as many planners in depth as possible so that I have the reviews on this channel for you guys to help you guys make planner decisions in the future. Because let's be honest, nobody, not even me, nobody needs that many daily planners. You know, you need one. You really just need one. So I'm going to be dabbling with a bunch of things, trying a bunch of things, reviewing a bunch of things, and I'm really excited about this because I have a table full of planners to go through this year, and it's going to be fun. That is my daily planner list. Let's talk specific use planners. I've got a few of those that are just going to be generic specific use planners. My first one happens to be another of the Erin Condren Flora planners. I ended up getting one of these, and I'll talk about where I'm using that in my stack. So this one happens to be an A5 size. It is a horizontal spread, which is not my typical spread, but I wanted it in the A5 size because I'm going to be using this as a fitness planner. I'm going to be tracking mileage. I'm going to be tracking what exercises I do, trying to close my rings every single day, and do the Hardcore on the Floor calendar, which is a Peloton strength training calendar. I'll link to that Facebook group down below if you guys want to check it out if you're Peloton people. But I am really, really excited about using this one. It just has the layers cover on it right now, but I can change it out for whatever I want. But I'm going to be putting the Hardcore on the Floor calendar on the monthly page, tracking the mileage from week to week. It also has this little goal setting pages, so whatever fitness challenge or fitness goals I have for the month will be mapped out here. I also have a fitness section in my Moxie Life, which I will put my monthly goals on as well. So that part will be a little bit of overlap for the goal pages, but this is going to be where I write down whatever I want to get done for the day. I will map it out the night before and then try to stick with that. And then I can have like the mileage or anything tracked over here, maybe track the calories. I'm not really big on tracking the calories yet, but I really like tracking the mileage. So I will end up doing that. And I've got lots of specific goals for 2022, which I will talk about in a separate video, but a lot of my goals are fitness related. So I wanted wanted a dedicated fitness planner. So this is the Erin Condren Flora in the A5 size horizontal. So I'm really excited to start decorating this. I've got lots of like fitness stamps and fitness stickers. So that will also be in my lineup. Probably like once a month I will walk through how I'm like decorating and using it and tweaking this one for my fitness planner. And then I ended up making a Franken Planner because I need a content planner. So I end up making notes and stuff for a lot of my YouTube videos, especially these sit down ones. I will have like just a guidelines. I don't do anything word for word. And this video is totally, I'm just winging it. But a lot of my videos where I have a specific topic, I will just like write down bullet points. I tend to do that usually now in my iPad. I have a digital planner that I've walked through on this channel. I'll link it down below for you guys. I still have the same iPad from years ago and I really, really like it. I love being able to write endless notes. Like sometimes my YouTube notes for a video are going to be 3 pages long because I'm just like writing down bullet points that I want to make sure I hit in a video. And this way I can just add an extra digital page and I don't have to waste a lot of paper. But I really just like writing things on paper and having them as well because sometimes I'm going to sit down and film and my iPad's dead. So I have to wait because my iPad's dead. I have to let it charge just enough that I can even open it and turn it on. So that's a problem. And also I just want to be able to have things done like in an organized monthly fashion. So I made another Franken Planner. I will talk about my first Franken Planner in a minute. So it's in one of my stacks here, but this one is just a totally reused Franken Planner. I've got monthly tabs here from January all the way to December, and I used different monthly tabs that I had. These, I think actually most of these ended up being from that Lime Life planner. And then I ended up having some pages that still said January and some January monthly spreads, but you can see this is from 2019, so I will have to repurpose all of the actual days on the calendar, but I tried to find pages if I had them that had the right month on them. So I really just took apart quite a few Plum paper planners and the Lime Life planner that I Franken planned in my first planner video. And so I put the monthly calendar in, and then I just have lined paper. The rest of it's just lines. So I just divided out all of the lined paper that I had left and put it in each section. So I have the calendar to write down what videos I want to plan out for the month. And then I have lots of lined paper to use as notes for videos. So if I have like video ideas, I can track those down and keep track of them. And then I can refer to this as I'm making those videos and prepping for those videos. So it's just the same concept, just a monthly spread that needs to be repurposed and then lots of lined paper all the way through to December. And you can see like I didn't have an extra December, so it's just an extra June monthly spread on there, June 2019. So it's just totally Franken planned. I will have to repurpose this when I'm using it, but I like the idea of having just pen to paper, especially to just sketch down ideas for videos that are upcoming, because sometimes I'd have to do a little bit more work than just stacking up the planners and sitting down and talking to you guys. So this gives me room for that. Like as I'm using, for instance, like if I'm using this as a daily planner, I'm going to take notes along the way. And that way I have them for when I'm reviewing that in depth for you guys. So it's just a Franken planned monthly planner with lines. I'm going to use it for content. So going along with that, I also have this one. It's called So Typically Me. It's a little planner that I made, and it is a weekly spread planner. And I will also use this for some content planning as well. I just like the idea of having something that actually is dated. So I'll use those two in conjunction with each other, but this one doesn't have a whole lot of notes pages, and I really just need a lot of notes pages if I'm going to be writing down content stuff. So those two will work together as content planning. I'm going to step back to the iPad for a minute. I do have that digital planner on here. I also bought a Moxie Life digital planner that I will be using and dabbling with as well. I'll do an initial review and walkthrough of that coming up very soon. It may already be on this channel as of now, but I also will be using that and then reviewing it in depth later on after I've had a chance to use it. But I will also be using this for project notes. Like when we mapped out the closet, I have tons of project notes in here on GoodNotes with a digital planner. I just got some like grid pages, mapped everything out, wrote out what exactly I wanted, put pictures in directly from Pinterest or from whatever website I was on looking at. And I am going to be doing the same thing when we remodel our dining room and turn it into a home gym. And I will also be doing that when we add built-ins. We're going to be redoing our laundry room at some point. This is just basically the home project planner and the like mapping out future plans book. So I do tend to use this probably a couple of times a week. I will pull this out and add to my various like plans and ideas for various things around the house. So it definitely is in the rotation still. I just don't use it as a day-to-day, daily type planner. I really just love pen to paper. As you can see, like I bought 5 billion planners. I just love the pen to paper. I love the highlighting. I love the checkboxing. It's just so much fun. So moving on, I will talk about my morning and my evening routines. I have a little stack for each one of those, but they're just kind of set aside. So I just grab them right at the beginning of the day and then set them aside, or right at the end of the day and then set them aside. So I did end up getting 2 of these little habit tracker sidekick journals from Habit Nest, and I really, really like both of these. They are both within my routine here. So my plan and my process really starts in the evening. So for the evening, I go ahead and map out my morning plan. There are parts of the morning page here that you do at night. It says on the night, you say, tonight I will sleep at blank, tomorrow I'll wake up at blank, and then you have some sort of prompt, sometimes 2 prompts. In this case, there's 2 little prompts, and then it talks about my morning ritual tomorrow will be, and it gives you 5 lines and then check boxes. So you go ahead and map out those things the night before, and then the day of you answer, last night I slept at blank and I woke up today at blank. And then you go and you check those 5 things off your list and then answer some more questions. So this one you really start the night before for your day. So I really, really like this one. I ended up using it a few days. I will end up using this and incorporating it and going all the way through all 66 days of this, and probably I will buy another one because I just love it so much. So that is my first thing that I do when I sit down at night. I think about, like, what time is it? I'm gonna go to bed at this time, write out my morning routine in there, and then I move into the gratitude one, and these next ones are going to be strictly only for the evening. My gratitude one, I read the little gratitude page and then answer the questions and write out my gratitude for the day, and I really like this one. I'm on day 13, so I'm still working my way through this one, and I really, really like this one, so I'll sit down, do that one. I also have my first Franken planned little notebook that I made, and this is just old lined pages. It's got like different layouts that I never used, and they're just lines, and this is for brain dump. If I have lots of ideas and thoughts swirling around in my brain, I just like make a bulleted list of all the things on my brain, like random ideas and tidbits and things I'm thinking about, things I'm worrying about. They just go in here as like shorthanded list things. I don't write full sentences, I don't journal anything. It's just like I'm thinking about, I'm worrying about. For instance, like Olivia was in the Nutcracker. I was worried about the Nutcracker, things like that. So I would just like make a bulleted list. I don't use this every night, but it's in my nightstand. So when I do need it and I'm having one of those nights where I'm like, man, I cannot turn my mind off, I definitely refer to this and use it. And then going along with that, I had mentioned a while back that I got the Erin Condren Flora. It's one of my absolute favorite planners that I have seen color-wise. I just have it in horizontal, and I do not like the Erin Condren vertical because it's not lined. It's those 3 boxes that are blank, and I really just need the lines, so I cannot use that as my dedicated week-to-week planner. Okay, I got excited and ran out of space, so I had to clear some space. So this one is the Flora from Erin Condren. It is horizontal, and horizontal just is not my favorite layout. I really just love vertical. I like being able to see my week across the page, and this one, I just love the colors of it. I love everything about it. So I am using this as my nightly journal. So I ended up starting this a little bit early because this planner actually started in September. I paid for the extra few months, but I'm going to really start dedicating myself to this one in January and using this as a daily journal. And I'll show you, like, I don't want to show you guys too much. It's just like my ramblings for the night, but I write something for every night, and then I try to do a little bit of brush script. I have a pack of the brush scripts, whatever brush script ones I tend to be using at the moment. I have those in my nightstand, so I will work on brush scripting that, and then I have a couple of other things I brush script for my morning journals that I use. But this is just a long form, like talking about the day, talk about worries, talking about lately, like how much it sucks to feel so tired because I have the stupid cold that's still lingering. But I also end up having a habit tracker in here as well. So I will walk through like my entire process for my evening routine and then my entire process for my morning routine once I have perfected it a little bit more and once I have it down pat. But right now I'm just kind of trying out things. So I have a little habit tracker in here that I just use the dotters to dot off when I do them. So I try to do the same couple of things every night in the evening. I'm not great about it. I like missed a few days here and then just brush scripted, you can see. So I don't tend to hit it every night, but it's something that I really look forward to doing in the evening, is practicing a little bit of brush script and writing out a couple of thoughts for the day. And it's nice and pretty and organized in this one, whereas if I'm doing like a brain dump type of thing, this one's really messy and all over the place. So those two happen to be for nighttime. And then for the morning time, I go ahead and set up these two journals for the day. I have this one that's just lines. It's just a Plum paper planner lined notebook, and I'm using this for daily affirmations, and I have not done this very much, but I go ahead and like brush script out the day for the next day. So like today's Thursday, which I didn't do my morning routine, as you can see. It's not done, but I brush script that out, and then when I'm doing my gratitude, it has affirmations in here on the top of every gratitude page. So I go ahead and write out that affirmation, maybe just once, maybe a couple of times through, just to write it out a few times to kind of like cement it in. I just write it under there and then put this away. That's all it is. So at night, I just practice my brush script, and then in the morning, I just write out the affirmations, and that's it. That's what this one's used for. And I hope to fill this up at some point. Right now, it's just a few pages in, you can see. But that is what I do with that one. And then for morning, I also want to do a tiny bit of journaling. So I ended up getting this grid style Plum paper planner for my journaling, and I practice my brush script at night with this one as well. I'll show you. This one actually starts in January, but there are these pages at the beginning and end of each month that I went ahead and started using. Let's see, there's lined pages in here too for more journaling if I want more each day, but each month they gray out the days that are for the next month or the month previous. So I go ahead and I've been using those, and I, again, just practice my brush script. So I haven't done this one very much yet. You can see I skipped a few days, but I just practice my brush script, and then I write in the little sections. So it's nothing like super personal or anything, but it's not something I plan on reading out loud. It's not something I plan on reading out loud anyway. So this one does start in January, which is this day right here. So I'm using all the grayed out spaces at the end of December, and then I will go to the end of this month, use the grayed out pages or spaces. Let's see, flipping through. There's grayed out spaces for February in this January month section. So I will use those ones until I get to January 1st, and then I'll start using the actual days in here. But I just like, it gives me a little bit of room to write for the morning. It has lots of lined pages in the back of each month if I want to write additional pages or anything. If I have lots to say, I will write in there. But generally speaking, I don't have a whole lot to write in the morning. I'm just trying to get into the habit of it. And then this one also has one grid space that's labeled to-do list. I will put my morning same habits in here, whatever habits I'm trying to build, I will have them on here as well. So I can put like the little Moxie Life habit tracker sticky note here, or I can stamp out a habit tracker on here. So when I actually start in January, I will start the habit tracking as well and just tweak it as needed. This is when I'm just starting these morning and evening routines, and so far I've really liked them. I will tweak them here and there, and then when I get them kind of down pat and in more of a routine, I will totally talk about both of them, walk you through how each planner and each step in the process is working for me, and basically walk you through my whole evening routine and walk you through my whole morning routine as far as planning. But they are each, you know, just little stacks for each day. 2 planners and 1 notebook for the evening, and 2 planners and 1 little notebook for the morning. I have 1 set that I keep in my nightstand, and then 1 set that is just set on my little shelf thing that I can grab first thing in the morning and work on. So that is that whole stack. And now I have a lot of other planners that I can just dabble with, and these are all weekly and goal setting planners. So I plan on using these throughout the year and just in-depth reviewing them for you guys. First up, I have a Moxie Life undated 6-month horizontal, and I told you guys I don't really love horizontal, but I'm gonna be trying this one out sometime throughout the year and reviewing for you guys. And then I ended up getting actually a couple of really cute ones from Erin Condren. One of them is a soft bound, which is beautiful. This one happens to be an hourly, but I will just use it as a vertical. And I just love this one. It is also Flora. I just love the big giant columns. Since this one is an 8x10, it is a really big one, and it's just a soft bound. So I don't really tend to use these. I tend to use spiral bound. So I'm gonna just dabble with this one and try it out, and I may end up like using this in my craft area as I'm crafting and just opening it to like the monthly spread and planning out my scrapbook and card making videos. We'll see. We'll see how that one goes. And I have another one from Erin Condren. It's just a really pretty focused planner, and it's a horizontal spread, but it's a little bit different. It's just got a tiny bit of horizontal spread and a lot of space for notes and to-do list items down at the bottom of this one. So I will also be reviewing each one of these if they haven't been up on this channel yet. And this one's just beautiful. I think it's a great one to just try out. I also have a little intentions journal I will be trying out and then reviewing in depth for you guys. And then another Kit Life. This happens to be their weekly spread, which I really think is beautiful. I like it. It has the hourly and the to-do list section on this one. It's definitely a unique style layout for the Kit Life. And then I have another couple of goal planners. I ended up with an Inkwell Press goal planner. I already had some of the components for Inkwell Press, and so I just ended up getting their goal setting. I'll try that one out, and then I have a Plum paper planner goal setting as well. So I will be reviewing, comparing, and contrasting all the different goal setting things that I got, because they're all a little bit different. So I wanted to be able to give them each an honest try and review them and let you guys know my honest opinions about each one and which ones I would recommend for which type of planner. So yeah, lots of planners to talk about. I hope you guys like this video, and like I said, you know, my main planner is just going to be this Moxie Life, but I will be dabbling with a bunch of things. I'm going to be really working on my morning and evening routines this year. That's some of my main annual goals for the year. And speaking of goals, I will be having a 2022 goals video for you guys coming up. I've mapped out my goals already, and I'm really excited to share them with you guys. So be looking for that video coming up very soon. And I also have some other planning and goal type videos coming up for you guys. I've got to finish my last bit of goal setting prep and getting ready for moving into these planners for 2022. The one thing I will say, my pocket on the front of this one keeps falling apart. So I have things that like stick out the sides of it, and it's not going so well with this pocket. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to, like, I don't know, super glue this pocket back on, but it keeps falling apart because I put the sticker book in there and then it like slides to the side and messes everything up. So anyway, I will be finishing up my prep in a video coming up soon, walking you guys through my goals. I'll walk you guys through moving into the Moxie Life when the time comes. So I really hope you guys will stick around. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like these planner videos. And I have a question for you guys. What is gonna be your planner that you marry for 2022? I would love to know. And I also would love to know if you are crazy like me and have more than one planner planned out for the year. I would love to know what planners you intend to use for the year. And that's all I got. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.